Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a great day. I've been spending so much time with my loved ones, family, and friends, and this is my first YouTube video, so I wanted it to be sort of just like me giving thanks to my family, friends, the books that I've received this year. And let me tell you, it was good. It was better than good. It was amazing. I'm astounded that I have received what I got this year, and I'm beyond satisfied. Um, so, without further ado, you know, let's hop right into it. So, to start off, my mother blessed me with some philosophy books. I don't know, I just know that these are more introductory. Um, I got some philosophy and like mental health sort of like books. Mental health is important, okay? So, let me just say, hopping into metaphysics, philosophy, psychology, it's a hard topic to just go right into the deep end, and just take my word for that. Like it is rough, but I know we're all here for right the comic books, right? So let's jump right into it. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with what my amazing, heartfelt girlfriend got me this year. Thank you. I was seriously expecting like two books. This is y'all just let's get ready. All right. Starting off with the Venomnibus. Beautiful thing about it. Showcasing, I mean, I've only heard good things about this book, and the Avengers, when it comes to their comics, they don't reboot their world every 10 years, you know what I mean? Like with DC. Um, and I mean, this is showcasing, it looks like the Avengers and the X-Men with Cyclops and Wolverine in there. But I've really been wanting to learn about Null, the main antagonist here, as I presume I don't know what the story is going to look like, but I am super excited. I've heard such good things about this comic. Thank you to my girlfriend. Let's continue. Y'all, do I need to say anything at all? Maybe it's upside down. Hellblazer, John Constantine. I am so excited to read this book. I am a huge fan of Garth Ennis. Let me just stop you right there. This book, Preacher by Garth Ennis, is a masterpiece. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. If you haven't read it, I recommend it. Let me just say that it can be a little sacrilegious. It can be very violent, but I saw in an interview one time that Garth Ennis says that he tries to write like like no one's gonna read it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. He just tries to write the most absurd and craziest thing that his mind can conjure, and he's great at it. So I couldn't be more excited to learn about John Constantine. Just seems like such an awesome character. All that I've seen from him is like Justice League Dark, and I need to watch the Keanu Reeves Constantine. But I am super excited to start this book. I have been wanting this for months. So let's continue on. Second, How Did She Know, right? Preacher Volume 2. I I think I got through Volume 1 in like 5 days. It was absurd. It was so fast, and I was like fiending for more. And I put this on my Christmas list, and I was like going through December. I was like I just want it. I want it so bad. So I'm so excited it's here. I just want to thank my girlfriend. She's amazing. Moving on. These next couple of books are from my good friend, um, my man, hooking me up with the comics. Batman Who Laughs. So I think this is the origin of the Joker. This is Batman's first interaction with the Joker, and I've already read a little bit of it with the Batman by Scott Snyder and like the Red Hood and stuff. But this looks really interesting. By Brubaker. I mean, Brubaker is just outstanding. Super gritty, great stuff. Second book he got me. Hey, this is gorgeous right here. Brightest Day. Geoff Johns just doesn't miss. Brightest Day. So let's watch this real quick. Hold on. As a comic book collector, not too many things more satisfying than that. If you guys are wondering what this was a third gift from my friend and his girlfriend. And it's, you guessed it, it's a Green Lantern ring. What? Are you kidding me? But if you didn't think it could get any better, oh, it lights up. That's right. I'm so happy. So that completes the Green Lantern shelf. I will never be moving those around, separating those books. They're just going to have to stay in that shelf because they all belong together. And Geoff Johns doesn't miss. Moving on, we got another friend of mine hooked me up with JLA, Tower of Babel. Thank you. I've been wanting to read this book. I think I saw the movie Justice League Doom a long time ago, which is based on this book. And I mean, obviously, like it's not going to be the exact same, right? But this is the Justice League in the it's the same team as the JLA with Grant Morrison. So Wally West Flash, Kyle Rayner, and that old Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, obviously. The only two differences are Wally West and Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern. But I'm so excited to read all of these. So, with that concluded, I just want to say I'm so grateful for my gifts. I want to thank all of them, my friends, my family, for my gifts. Now we're going to get into the next book that I am excited to read. I mean, I kind of want to leave it up to whoever wants to know anything about it. So here are the options. The options for the next read that I'm going to start. Man, it is tough to decide, I will say, but let's just start, okay? First book that I am so excited to start reading. I ordered this for myself a couple weeks ago and it came in on the 23rd, like 2 days before Christmas. So this is Star Wars The New Republic Legends. So it's not canon, but this is basically what happens after Return of the Jedi. And you guys know what happens after that with The Force Awakens and Rey and all that stuff. Personally, I wasn't the hugest fan of those movies. It didn't really feel like the same as the previous 6. So I just know that there's a bunch of Luke and more rebellion. To be honest, as soon as I just heard that this was a continuation after Return of the Jedi, my inner child came out and I was so excited and I wanted to read this immediately. This is, well, not this one, but I do have the second volume waiting on me. So it's a little tempting with having the 2 volumes coming out, and I think volume 3 is coming out in 2026. So I will have to be getting that. But that's the first option. Second option being Preacher Volume 2, which I'm really leaning towards this one. I love Preacher so much. Let me show you guys something real quick. Love how when you line them up, it's almost like Jesse's looking at himself like, what is that creepy face? What are you doing, man? But Preacher 2, that's the second option. really leaning towards Preacher 2. Obviously, I wish I could read them all at once, but I need to kind of like focus on one book at a time if I'm trying to get through them all. Um, a Which is the third option? Third option being Crisis on Infinite Earths. Um, this is basically for a lot of people where the DC universe of comics starts, and DC kind of reboots their universe every, I don't know, like 10, 15 years, seems like. But only thing about DC, I think it's a lot easier to start with DC. Um, it's a little intimidating getting into um, Marvel with there being, Avengers by Perez, Avengers by Jeff Johns, and then Avengers by, I think, Bendis, with Avengers Disassembled, and then the New Avengers, and then it just seems a little like a lot, you know what I mean? And then I would love to read Hickman's Avengers and Fantastic Four, but it's just a lot, It just piles on, and it's hard to keep up with the story sometimes. So restarting with Crisis on Infinite Earths with the DC universe, I think would be a lot of fun. But of course, then I'd have to read Infinite Crisis, um, and then I'd have to read Identity Crisis, which I heard has a lot of mixed reviews on it. Heard it was okay, and then I heard it was really bad, and then I heard it was really tragic, but it looks really cool. And then I would have to start Dark Knight's Metal, Justice League by Scott Snyder, and then finishing up with Death Metal. So I don't know if I'm going to take that on right now. It's just very tempting because it's awesome. And lastly, another one that I'm really leaning towards with Preacher would be The Brightest Day Omnibus. Obviously, I have just been on a grind with the Jeff Johns Green Lantern. I love what he does. I love his stuff. I read the first omnibus. Another one that I got done in about a week. Um, didn't go as fast as Preacher, but it was just so gorgeous. I loved it. I loved the storyline. I loved Hal Jordan, which I was a little skeptical. The reason that I wanted to start Green Lantern was because of Kyle Rayner. I've always loved Kyle Rayner, which if you haven't read his compendium, The Origin Story of Kyle Rayner, I think it's like $30 or $40 on Amazon. It's pretty good. I would highly recommend it if you like the older art style of stuff. But this whole run showcases, you get to know better Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, um, John Stewart, and Kyle Rayner. So you get to know all of them. You get to know the Green Lantern Corps in depth. And I think I may have to lean towards Brightest Day or Preacher, but we will see. Eventually, obviously, I'll read all of them. But yeah, I think that's going to be the video, you guys. And Merry Christmas. Oh, wait, we got some bonus gifts. Hold on. Another really good friend of mine got me a reading pad. So basically, it just sits right here, and it will hold your books. It holds up Omnis very well. Um, these little prongs won't go around the book pages, but with an omnibus, all you have to, I mean, it'll hold its own weight distribution when you get around to the middle. So, super grateful for this. And thank you to my girlfriend again. I'm filming this on a tripod that she got me. So, thank you. And peace and love. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye. Merry Christmas.